Welcome to NxtEdge by DiningEdge training on invoice automation. This is the second video of 4 videos on invoice automation. In the last video we covered how invoices come into NxtEdge. In this video we will be taking a more detailed look at the line items on the invoice, reviewing purchasing units of measure and adding new products. On the next training we will review units of measure again and look at how units of measure affect the rest of the software. And on the last training in this series we will be looking at manual invoices and running reports. To navigate to the purchase page, go to nxtedge.net. Click Login. Username and password are cap sensitive. Click on Purchases. There are 3 pages that are involved in invoices: Purchase Overview, Purchase Detail, and Unmapped Vendors. Invoices come into NxtEdge in real time. If the vendor is not recognized, it will go into unmapped. The NxtEdge support team monitors unmapped, so you do not have to. If an invoice goes to this page, the team will take care of it for you. If it is a new vendor, it will take 2 to 5 days for our development team to map the vendor invoice format. Our support team also monitors any invoice that is not read. If we do not catch an invoice read wrong, you can call support, chat online, or email support@diningedge.com. The best way to filter the purchase page is current month and approved no. This is your work to be done. All invoices should be approved each week to keep all of your reports up to date. When vendors are defined in the software, they can be defined as all products need to be engaged or not all products need to be engaged. If you are using accounting integration, all products need to be engaged in order to ensure that all line items are included in a GL code. If you are not using accounting integration, you do not need to engage all vendor items, but keep in mind that any vendor item that is not linked to an inventory item will not be tracked on the cost of goods report or the purchase report. To edit this setting on a vendor, click on Location Settings, click on the desired vendor, click in the Miscellaneous tab and select or unselect all product must be engaged. Watch the video on vendor settings to learn more about these settings. Now let's look at an invoice that came in through PDF image file. Click on Purchases, select the desired date range, click on Approved. Any invoice that has a red dot on it has an error that needs to be addressed. The errors include, there are unengaged items and there are products that are not in a GL code. Click on the invoice you want to work on. The Purchase Detail page will open. When reviewing the invoice, you want to look at the date, invoice number, tax, and total. Once these fields are reviewed, now it's time to look at the line items. When an invoice comes in via PDF image file and this is the first time the software is encountering the vendor item, it may or may not read the pack and size. It depends on how the vendor image comes in. Review the purchasing unit of measure. Make sure all of the units are accurate and how you will want it to display when you are looking at count sheets for counting inventory. On the next training we will take a deep dive into how the purchasing unit of measure appears throughout the software. Purchasing unit of measure can be edited by clicking the pencil, changing the pack and size and description. The next field to review is case versus each. Some vendors use the same product code for both case and each. In NxtEdge you can define the pack and size for each to ensure that when an each comes in that the software knows you received one and not the full case. The last type of product is a catch weight. This is used anytime the vendor charges by the pound. A product that has a variable weight or when the vendor charges by the pound, this is considered a catch weight item. When a vendor invoice comes in through EDI or FinTech, the units of measure, case, and each and catch weight items are read through a file so they are always 100% accurate. When a vendor order guide is imported from the vendor, the pack and size is ignored off the invoice and will be read from the order guide. This is another way to ensure accurate information. If the vendor has an order guide, supply this to your account manager to improve accuracy. It is recommended to check pack and size, case, and each and catch weight items before moving on to the next step of engaging products. Let's adjust some pack and sizes. Now that the invoice information is accurate, now it's time to engage your products. The process of engaging items is the process of linking vendor items to inventory items. Engaging or linking items can be done on many pages. They include Order Edge, Order from OG, on the product list, and off an invoice. It is recommended to link all items that are on an order guide through Order Edge or Order from OG to speed up the time it takes to receive invoices. Watch the video on training number 1 and training number 2 for more information on this. When looking at the line items, any product that has the red infinity sign is a vendor item that is new and has never been linked to a raw material. Click the symbol and search for the raw material. This is the list of inventory items that was supplied during the onboarding process. When searching, remember, less is more. Don't search for a full name, use 3 or 4 letters to find the product you want to link. Once you have found the product selected, click Save. The next box that pops up is the most important screen in the software. This screen defines how the product will be valued for inventory. When reviewing this screen, you should say to yourself, case divided by equals. Case divided by equals. Let's look at some examples. Case divided by 4 equals gallon and case divided by 1 equals gallon. Case divided by 12 equals quart. Case divided by 1 equals case. Your standard unit of measure is what you are converting back to. The standard unit, also known as how you manage it, the standard unit is not the way you buy it, it is not the way you count it, and it is not the way you use it in a recipes. All of these are converted back to the standard unit of measure. Example: you can buy black pepper by the 5 pound, by the 8 ounce and by the 16 ounce. The standard unit can be pound or ounce, whichever you want, but all of these options need to convert back to the standard unit. Using standard units of measure like each and case is not recommended. Better would be 2000 count case, loaf, or 6 count bag. When you are specific with a standard unit of measure, everyone is clear as to what you are referring. If you put the standard unit of measure of gloves as box, is that a box of 100 gloves or a box of 10 boxes of 100? If you use 100 count box, everyone knows. This is our last chance to change the standard unit of measure. Click on Manage Unit, and here you can change the unit of measure. You can add custom units by clicking on Add Unit, type the units of measure you want to use and click Convert No and click on the checkbox. Now let's link another product, click the infinity sign, search for the raw material. When searching, remember, less is more. Once you have found the product, select it, click Save. Case divided by equals. Now let's engage this tenderloin. This one will be a new product and a catch weight item. A catch weight is when the vendor prices the item by the LB instead of by the case or by the each. Click the infinity sign, search for the product, click Add New Product, name the product using the naming convention that you established during onboarding. Remember that NxtEdge alphabetizes by category by product on all reports. Select the category that this product belongs to. Add the storage or storages if you are using NxtEdge for inventory. Add the unit of measure, in this case is it pound. The position is used when you are ordering within NxtEdge. This is the sequence that the grid is in. If you are not ordering, you do not need to use position. Now click Price per pound and click Save. You may need to refresh the screen to see that the catch weight pounds. Continue this process for all unlinked products. Once all are linked, check your products, invoice total, and GL codes. If all looks good, approve the invoice. The invoice should be checked and confirmed that it is all accurate so that it can be exported to accounting if you are using accounting integration. This concludes the second training on invoice automation. We covered reviewing purchasing units of measure and adding new products. On the next training, we will looking at more examples of units of measure and looking on how purchasing units affects the software. To schedule one-on-one training, call 561-880-2970.